For 40 days on God, Family, and Guns, we'll be focusing on God. We have a series on spiritual warfare, the end of times, the prophecy of Daniel, and the prophecy of Malachi. If you want to see our gun-related or Second Amendment-related content, you can see that on Patreon or the History of Weapons. Those links are below. As we continue to learn about spiritual warfare through studying the book of Joshua verse by verse, it's oftentimes God asks people to walk into something that looks very much outside their comfort zone, dangerous, strange. There may be a storm there, a mountain there, a river there, or even an ocean there. But God says go, and you choose to enter into that thing. Coming out the other side is guaranteed as long as you do not turn from the left to the right. You keep walking straight. And massive victory on the other side. And we're about to see Joshua be asked to get up and go into a moment. And it says, starting in chapter 1, verse 1, after the death of Moses, the servant of the Lord, it came to pass that the Lord spoke to Joshua, the son of Nun, Moses' assistant, saying, Moses, my servant, is dead. Now, therefore, arise, go over this Jordan, you and all this people, to the land which I am giving to them, the children of Israel. It's this moment of time where he's saying, okay, now, this promise that has been there forever, now this moment, it is time for you, Joshua, to go and step across that Jordan River on dry ground. And it's amazing because this moment of time, you know, we've talked about what this moment of time really is. It's the timing of it all, the fact that Moses just died, you know, and then we're told in Numbers 14 that they were to wander the wilderness for 40 years because the last time they were standing there at that Jordan River ready to cross, they sent in 12 spies and they were in there for 40 days. So they said, okay, God said, now you're going to wander the wilderness for 40 years until all of you drop dead except for Joshua and Caleb, and the young ones will grow up and then they will know how to fight for God. And they will be prepared to go in for war to take this promise that I have given to you. And then we get to this moment in time where we think what that, you know, you got to kind of pause, like, what would that be like for Joshua in this moment where it's you know, he's read about it, he's heard it, he knows of Abraham. Those stories were given to Moses. You know, he knows about all this promised land. He's been taught about this promised land. He's aware of the promises of God. And I just want to take this time to talk about this time when God asks you to just get up and go. You can just now go. There's a storm. I need you to get up and I need you to go walk into that storm. And he often tells people to get up and go because maybe he needs you to flee something as well. So we're just going to talk about that for a bit. If we look at Matthew 2:13, here Jesus is a young man and the king is getting ready to kill all the young men, or the young children. After the wise men leaves, it says in 13, now when they had departed, behold, an angel of the Lord appeared to Joseph in a dream, saying, arise, take the young child and his mother, flee to Egypt, and stay there until I bring you word. For Herod will seek the young child to destroy him. When he arose, he took the young child and his mother by night and departed for Egypt, and was there until the death of Herod, that it might be fulfilled which was spoken by the Lord through the prophet, saying, out of Egypt I called my son. So here not only is he telling Joseph to get up and flee to save them, but it's also to fulfill prophecy. There's more to asking people just to get up and go into a storm. It's always about the coming of God's kingdom. The entire book of the Bible from beginning to end is about the coming of the kingdom of the Lord. And this is just another example of it. And then just a few verses later in 19, but when Herod was dead, behold, an angel of the Lord appeared in a dream to Joseph in Egypt, saying, arise, take the young child and his mother and go to the land of Israel, for those who sought the young child's life are dead. Then he rose, took the young child and his mother, and came into the land of Israel. And then 3 times God has told somebody to get up and go to this promised land. He told Abraham in chapter 12, "Now the Lord had said to Abram, go out of your country, from your kindred, and from your father's house to a land that I will show you. I will make you a great nation. I will bless you and make your name great, and you shall be a blessing. I will bless those who bless you, and I will curse him who curses you. And in you all the families of the earth shall be blessed." And then God in the burning bush told Moses to take the people to the land. And it says in chapter 3, verse 8, "So I have come down to deliver them out of the hand of the Egyptians, and to bring them up from the land to a good and large land, to a land flowing with milk and honey, to a place the Canaanites, and the Hittites, the Amorites, and the Perizzites, and the Hivites, and the Jebusites. Now therefore, behold, the cry of the children of Israel has come to me, and I have also seen the oppression with which the Egyptians oppress them. Come now, therefore, I will send you to Pharaoh, that you may bring my people, the children of Israel, out of Egypt." And throughout the entire Gospels of Jesus Christ, I don't even know how many times he told people to get up and go, or get up and walk. Constantly telling people to get up and go somewhere, get up and walk, get up and be healed, just get up, get up, it's time for this, it's time. He was constantly telling people. He rarely ever said, "In 3 months I'll meet you at this place," other than when he was in the grave for 3 days. It's about getting up and going into the thing that God has for you. It's the blessing. It's always something. If God's asking you to get up and go somewhere, there's something in there, and the enemy is going to try to block you from that blessing, by the way. So of course there's going to be a storm or a mountain or an ocean or a giant or something there. But Jesus himself even told people to get up and go as he walked straight into death. And it says in Matthew 26, right as he's about to get captured, it says in verse 46, "Then he came to his disciples and said to them, are you still sleeping and resting? Behold, the hour is at hand, and the Son of Man is being betrayed into the hands of sinners. Rise, let us be going. See, he who betrays me is at hand." So he told them, get up. I need to now go die now. He walked into death. He was, get up. It's time to go and go die, is what Jesus Christ did. It's, the entire gospel of Jesus Christ was about being about his Father's business. He never strayed from the left or the right. He was straight forward, straight at it. And it caused him to die, which sometimes the gospel does. A lot of people have died over the gospel of Jesus Christ, and there will be more to come for sure. So, when God says get up and go, you need to listen to those words. And now if we look at this, this moment in time where Joshua's standing there, I kind of want to read on, because we're going to talk about the following verses next time, but it says, "Moses my servant is dead, now therefore arise, go over this Jordan, you and all this people, to the land which I am giving to them, the children of Israel. Every place that the sole of your foot will tread upon I have given you, as I said to Moses, from the wilderness and this Lebanon as far as the great river, the river Euphrates, all the land of the Hittites, and to the great sea towards the going down of the sun shall be your territory. No man shall be able to stand before you all the days of your life. As I was with Moses, so I will be with you. I will not leave you nor forsake you. Be strong and of good courage. For to this people you shall divide as an inheritance the land which I swore to their fathers to give them." It takes a lot of strength and courage, and that's what we're going to talk about next, because what God says about strength and courage here, there's some awesome insight into that, because it's not easy. When God says get up and go walk into that storm, that's not an easy thing. For Joshua, it was easy for him because he had grown into seeing the hand of God, and God told him to go. So he was confident in it. And I'm sure, as we're going to find out, there were many moments of fear in Joshua. But courage is not being afraid. Courage is being afraid, but you walk right into it anyway. That's what courage is. So I hope these videos are helping, just to get up and, this moment in time in Joshua's life, to get up, now go. This thing that we promised 2,700 years ago or so, this thing, you now are the guy, Joshua. just start stepping across. That's all you got to do. You're going to lead these people across. It's a beautiful moment in time, and we have to see how God calls people, and that's kind of the purpose of this. So if you have any thoughts on that, put it in the comments below. If you like this video, click like and subscribe. If you feel called to support this channel, the Patreon, that link is below. But the most important part of this channel, we take prayer requests, so never hesitate to send that in. Thank you for watching this episode of God, Family, and Guns. And as always, love God, love your family, and love guns.